Hello students, welcome to the session. Here we are going to discuss about two more inputs that are given to the flip-flops, which are called as preset and clear. We have already discussed about the synchronous as well as the synchronous inputs. Synchronous inputs are those which are going to change the output according to the input when clock is active. Those inputs are called as the synchronous inputs. So there are other kind of inputs which are called as asynchronous inputs. These asynchronous inputs, they're going to change the output of the flip-flop. Okay, they will change the output of the flip-flop as soon as we give the input. Okay, so such inputs, they are called as asynchronous inputs. So here we are going to use two more inputs which are called as preset and clear. So these preset and clear, they are asynchronous inputs, so which are given on a flip-flop. So they don't have control over the outputs. These inputs, these are the asynchronous inputs on the flip-flop, but they have control over the outputs. So, but it is regardless of the clock input signal. So that means even if the clock is not given, then also they have some control over the inputs. So such inputs, we call them as the preset and clear. But here what we need to have to see here is, so actually clock signal has got all the authority, so that whenever the clock signal is given, when we give the input, accordingly we'll get the output. So those inputs, they are called as the synchronous inputs. So here we are giving asynchronous inputs. So these asynchronous inputs, we are giving these asynchronous inputs, but they have control over the output. Generally, asynchronous inputs, they don't have control over the outputs, but these are the inputs that we give which have control over the outputs. Okay, now how they are going to work, we need to have to see. So preset, it is one input that will drive the flip-flop to the set state. So we already know that what is the meaning of a set state for SR flip-flop. If we are getting Q is equal to 1, that we say it as it is the set state for the flip-flop. Okay, so this is called as the input that is going to give us the set state. It is called as the preset. There is one more input which is called as the clear. So when we give clear as equal to 1, we are getting Q as 0. So these inputs, they have control over the output. So that means even if you don't give the clock signal also, you can control the outputs. Okay, so these are called as preset and clear. So this preset signal, it is going to drive the flip-flop to the set state when the clear signal, the clear input, it will drive the reset state. So these we are going to get it even if the clock is not present or clock is 0. So this is what is we need to have to see now. So now here few points have been written over here. So these points, what they tell is when the clock is 0. Okay, so here is the clock that is being shown. So if the clock is 0, the output of both the AND gates, here this AND gate and this AND gate. So this AND gate, it is 0, right? So what happens is when the clock is 0, that means Q cannot change because S and R, they are synchronous inputs which are going to change the output when the clock signal is present. So now what happens is the clock is not present. So when the clock is not present, obviously the output of AND gates are 0. Now whatever we give according to preset and clear, accordingly we are getting Q and Q bar. That is what I said. These inputs, they are called as the asynchronous input. They don't have any control over the this clock signal, but they will control the output. That is what is the gist of this particular discussion. So here it is being shown latch is not operational. The why this sentence is being written is why we are calling it as latch is whenever the clock signal is not present, we are going to call it as latch. We cannot call it as a flip-flop because here we cannot say that this is a flip-flop. But the thing is, whenever this clock signal is not present, only this NOR gate latch is going to function. So thereby we can justify ourselves that it is a latch, and so latch becomes non-operational. Okay, so now let us see how it is going to function. So first we need to have to give the clock signal, it is 0. So initially we are giving the clock signal as 0 means we are not giving any clock over here. So if clock is not given, the NAND gate inputs 1 and 2, these are the two AND gates that we are using. So these AND gates output will be 0. Since here we have constructed the latch using NOR gate, so we need to have to see the NOR gate truth table. So NOR gate truth table says that when any one of the input is 1, here you could see that when any one of the input is 1, when both the inputs are 1, we are getting the output as 0. Okay, so this is what the NOR gate truth table say. And when both the inputs are 0, or when all the inputs to the NOR gate are 0, we are getting the output as 1. Alright, so now we need to have to go back and we need to have to start our analysis from wherever the input is 1. So now here we are trying to give the preset signal. So when preset is given, preset here it is 1. So irrespective of the other inputs, so whenever any one of the input is 1, obviously we'll get the output as 0 because that is what the NOR gate truth table say over here. So because of that, we are getting Q bar as 0. This Q bar, it is given as input over here. So this Q bar, it appears over here, and here R input is 0 because whatever may be the R and S input. Okay, but clock is 0 over here. Since there is no clock, so we are getting 0 over here. So that 0 is fed over here, and also clear signal is 0. That means what? All the three inputs are zeros. So when all the inputs to the NOR gate are 0, obviously we are getting Q as 1. That means what? We are presetting our flip-flop. Okay, so this is what the preset, when preset is made equal to 1. Okay, so we are getting Q as 1. Preset, that means we are getting the set state for the flip-flop. Okay, so that is how we can do the analysis. Here let us see once again. So S and R, whatever may be the inputs, we are not giving the clock signal. So when clock signal is not given, here it is 0. So the output of AND gates will be 0. So now we need to have to start the analysis because this is NOR gate. We have to start the analysis wherever 1 is present. Here is preset which is equal to 1. So here is the input 1. So if the input 1 is present over here, when any one of the input to the NOR gate is 1, the output is 0. So that output comes over here, and here the output of this AND gate is 0. So this is 0, this is AND, this one also 0. All the three are zeros. So clear also we are giving 0. So when all the inputs are 0, obviously we are getting Q as 1. That means what? When we give the preset signal as 1, we are getting the set state. We are getting the set state over here. So that is what is being written in the truth table over here. So that means when preset is given 1, irrespective of S and R inputs, we are getting Q as 1. That means what? Preset, when it is enabled, we are getting the output of flip-flop as it is Q is equal to 1. So in the same manner, we could analyze when the clear is given as 1. So irrespective of S and R outputs, S and R inputs, here also we have, since we are not giving any clock signal over here, so the output of this AND gate and the output of this AND gate will both be zeros. Now the thing is, we need to have to start our analysis from 1, where 1 is present. Here there is 1, that is clear, we have given it as 1. So irrespective of the input to the other two inputs. Since clear is 1, we are getting Q as 0. So that Q appears over here. So here 1 0, output of this AND gate is 0, preset is also 0. Since all the inputs are zeros, we are getting Q bar as 1. That means what? Irrespective of R and S inputs, if the clear input is 1, we are getting Q as 0. That means what? The flip-flop, it is reset. That is, if you are getting Q as 0, we are getting the state as reset. So that is how it is being done. The analysis is done. Here is the truth table. You could see that if the clear is 1, irrespective of S and R inputs, we are getting Q as 0. That means what? We are getting the reset state. Okay, so this is how we need to have to analyze. So if S is 1, we write it as set state. If Q is 0, we call that as reset state. Okay, so this is called as the reset state. Okay, so this is regarding preset and clear. And when preset and clear are zeros, okay, then our outputs depend on the S and R inputs, because we are giving the clock signal. So when we give the clock signal, it functions like the SR flip-flop. So as we all know that for SR flip-flop, if S and R both are zeros, we are getting no change condition. If S is 0, we'll get the Q as 0, so which is called as reset state. If S is 1, we are getting Q as 1, which is the set state. When both are equal to 1, 1, we are getting the invalid state. Okay, so this is what is the SR flip-flop. Okay, now let us move on in order to go for the next flip-flop, which is called as the JK flip-flop. See, why we are going for this JK flip-flop is that just now we saw that for SR flip-flop, we are not getting any output for S is equal to R is equal to 1. So for SR flip-flop, we are not getting that particular state. It is called as forbidden state, or it is known as invalid state. So in order to overcome this one, we are going for the next flip-flop, which is called as the JK flip-flop. So why it is called JK flip-flop is that it is named after the scientist who invented this one. So who is called as Jack Kilby, who is a scientist who worked on this. So that's why it is called as JK flip-flop. So here that invalid state, whatever we saw in the SR flip-flop, that is overcome. So how it is overcome is, we are converting SR flip-flop into JK flip-flop by using this block diagram. It is being shown over here. So how we convert the SR flip-flop into JK flip-flop is that we'll take the SR flip-flop. Okay, so we are taking the tapping from Q bar as well as Q. The tapping that is taken from Q bar, it is passed through one AND gate. Okay, so let us call this AND gate as 1. So the other input to this AND gate will be J. Okay, so thereby our S input, here it is SR flip-flop, is it not? So here the input that is given is S, here the input that is given is R. So what are the outputs? Outputs will get it as Q and Q bar over here. Right, so the input that is given to the S input of SR flip-flop, now it becomes S is equal to J into Q bar, because the tapping is taken from over here, is it not? So it goes to this AND gate. So thereby we are getting S is equal to J into Q bar. We need one more input. So one more input, it is called as the K input. Just now we saw J. So in the same manner, we are giving one more input, which is K. K is given to that K, one more AND gate. So to this, we are giving the output, which is Q. Q is taken fed back over here, so that our R input, now it becomes K into Q. What is S input? S input is J into Q bar, whereas R input is K into Q. This particular flip-flop, it is going to overcome whatever we saw, which is called as the invalid state, or it is forbidden state. So how it is going to overcome this forbidden state is we need to have to see the analysis for all the 4 different cases. So all 4 different cases is we have J and K as 2 inputs. So with 2 inputs, we are going to have 4 different combinations. So our 4 combinations being 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. So for all the 4 cases, we need to have to see that this overcomes that particular case. So now the thing is, let us start our analysis from this jk, that is j is equal to k is equal to 0. See, with this just j is equal to k is equal to 0, it is not possible for us to analyze the flip-flop. So what we need to have to do is, we are supposed to assume what is q and what is q bar. Okay, so first let us assume that we have q as 0. Okay, so initially let us assume q as 0. So if obviously our q bar, it will become 1. Is it not? So obviously our q bar becomes 1. Right? Okay. Okay, now let us take that. Let us take q as 0. So thereby q bar, it becomes 1. Okay, so for the first case, we have j is equal to k is equal to 0. So now let us take here j is 0 and k is 0. See, if j and k both are zeros over here, what will be our s and r? Okay, first we need to have to do the analysis for s and r. So here, what is s input? It is j into q bar. Though q bar is 1. Okay, since j is already 0, we are getting s as 0 and r as 0. Is it not? So because it is AND gate, if any one of the input is 0, obviously the output will be 0. See, for s is equal to r is equal to 0, according to SR flip-flop, what is the state that we are going to get? We are going to get no change state. That means our flip-flop remains in the previous state. Okay, so this is no change state that we are going to get. So this is the analysis for q is equal to 0 and q bar is equal to 1. Okay, so now let us go for q is equal to 1 and q bar is equal to 0. So if we assume q is equal to 1 and q bar is equal to 0, what will be the input s? Okay, so the input s will also be 0. And what about the input r? This will also be 0, right? So according to SR flip-flop, truth table of SR flip-flop, we know that when both the inputs are same, that is s is equal to 0 and r is equal to 0, we are getting the no change state. So thereby, even if we assume q is equal to 0 or q is equal to 1, we are going to get this no change condition. Hope you have understood. So in order to understand this JK flip-flop, the first thing is we must be very clear about the SR flip-flop truth table. So according to SR flip-flop truth table, we know that when S is equal to R is equal to 0, we will get no change condition. So that is Q and Q bar, it remain as it is in the previous state. So thereby the present state, we are going to get it as no change. So now let us see what is being written in the analysis over here. So the same thing is being written. So when the inputs j is equal to k is equal to 0, output is not going to change. So that output is not going to change is being written in the form of an expression. So here it is qn plus 1. Qn is called as the previous state. Qn plus 1 is called as the present state. That means the present state is equal to the previous state because we are getting no change condition over here. Okay, so now in the same manner, we need to have to do the analysis for other cases also. First, now let us move on in order to see for j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 0. So now let us take j is equal to 1. Okay, so here j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 0. So with only this much, we cannot do the analysis. With j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 0, it is not possible to do the analysis. What else we need to have to assume is q and q bar must be assumed. So first let us consider q as 0. If q is 0, obviously our q bar should be equal to 1. Right? Okay, now let us see what will be our S and our inputs. So our S input will be, here Q bar is 1. Okay, J is also 1. So S input is 1 over here because J is 1, Q bar is 1. So we are getting S is equal to 1. So what about R now? R is Q is 0, K is also 0. So thereby we'll get 0 over here. So now we need to have to go back to SR flip-flop. So in the SR flip-flop, if S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 0, what particular state that we are going to get? We are going to get the set state over here. Okay, so we'll get the set state. That means what? If J is equal to 1, we are going to get Q is equal to 0, which is called as the set state. Okay, so now we need to have to see for the other input. So the other input the other output we need to have to assume. So which is the other input, other output? Now let us assume Q as 1. So obviously what will be the Q bar? Q bar is 0. Okay, so but our J and K, they remain same. So now first let us see what will be the input of G. Okay, so J, what happens over here? So now here it is, J becomes Q is 0 now. Okay, since Q is 0, okay, we are getting S as 0. What about K? Because here it is 1, but here Q bar is 0. Since Q bar is 0, though J is 1, Q bar is 0, so we are getting 0 over here. So what about this one? Here it is 1. So even then R is 0 over here. Alright, why R is 0? K is 0, Q is 1. Though Q is 1, since K is 0, we are getting R as 0. Now what are the inputs to SR flip-flop now? S is 0 and R is 0. So if S is 0 and R is 0, we are getting the no change condition. Is it not? So we are getting no change condition. What is the meaning of that no change? Is that if Q is equal to 1, then it remains in that particular state. That means we can say that when J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 0, we are going to get the set state. What is the meaning of that set state? Which is equal to Q is equal to 1. That is what we are going to get over here. All right. So this is how the analysis that we need to have to do. Okay. So now let us see how it is being written. Here you could see when Q is 0, Q bar is 1, we are going to get the set state. Okay. So what's the meaning of set state? We are getting Q as equal to 1. Right. We are getting Q as equal to 1, or it is Qn plus 1 is equal to 1. But when Q is equal to 1, we are getting no change condition, or Qn plus 1. That means the present state, it retaining the previous state, which is equal to 1. So thereby, when J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 0, this will make Q is equal to 1, which is called as the set state. Okay, so now let us move on in order to see the third case. Okay, so in the third case, we have J, we need to have to assume it as, this is the third input that we are giving. J is equal to 0 and K is equal to 1. Okay, so when j is equal to 0 and k is equal to 1, with only these inputs, we cannot get the outputs. So first thing, what we need to have to assume is, let us assume q is equal to 0 and q bar is equal to 1. So when q is 0, so here it is 0, but q bar is 1. So with this q bar is equal to 1, here it is 1. So when any one of the input is 0, obviously we'll get S as 0 over here, right? So S is 0. What about K? S is 0, K is 1. So since this is 0, we are getting the output as 0. Okay, so S is 0, R is 0. So according to SR flip-flop, okay, according to SR flip-flop, when both the inputs are 0, we are getting no change condition. Okay, so we are getting no change condition over here. Okay, now let us move on in order to see when Q is equal to 1. So when Q is equal to 1 and Q bar is equal to 0, what will be the output? Okay, so here Q bar is 0. So that we are going to get 0 over here. So both the inputs are 0. So S is 0 over here. Now let us take 1 over here. So both are equal to 1, 1 now. Okay, so K is 1, Q is also 1. When both of them are equal to 1, here we are going to get R as 1, right? So when S is 0 and R is equal to 1, we are going to get, what is the state of SR flip-flop? We are going to get it as reset. Okay, because R is equal to 1 and S is equal to 0, we are going to get the reset condition. Okay, so with our inputs J is equal to 0 and K is equal to 1, we are going to say the state of the flip-flop as it is reset. Okay, so for this, we must be very familiar with SR flip-flop truth table. Okay, now let us see how it is being written over here. So as I told, J is equal to 0, K is equal to 1. We have to see two cases. First, we saw Q is equal to 0, Q bar is equal to 1. We are going to get Q as 0. That is no change, because S and R, they both became 0, 0. And we are going to get the no change state. When Q is equal to 1 and Q bar is equal to 0, we are getting reset state. So thereby our present state, it is Qn plus 1 is 0. So J is equal to 0 and K is equal to 1. It will make Q as 0, which is called as the reset state. Okay, so now let us see the last one, which is very important because it is going to overcome this one. So here, let us take both the inputs as 1. Here also it is 1. So when both J and K are 1s, so with this, we cannot do the analysis. Let us take let us take Q is equal to 0 and Q bar is equal to 1. So with this only we can do the analysis. So now let us see what is the input S. So here, since Q bar is 1, so here we could write 1. When both the inputs are 1, we are going to get S as 1. Okay, so we got S as 1. Here Q is 0. Since Q is 0, we are getting R as 0. Okay, so when S is 1 and R is 0 in the SR flip-flop. Okay, so in the SR flip-flop, when we give S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 0, we are getting Q is equal to 1. That means what? Initially Q was 0. Okay, now Q became 1. Okay, so we are getting set state over here. So what did we assume? We assume the state of the flip-flop as reset first. If Q is 0, we call it as reset state. If Q is 0, after the analysis, we could get that Q is equal to 1. That means previous state it was 0, present state we got it as Q is equal to 1, which is called as the set state. Okay, so it is going to toggle. So this is what is called as the toggle condition. If previous state was 0, if it is making the present state as 1, then that particular state it is called as toggling. Okay, so now we have done the analysis for Q is equal to 0. Now let us do the analysis for Q is equal to 1. So if Q is equal to 1, obviously we need to have to make Q bar as 0. Alright. Okay, now let us write the inputs for S and R. So how to write the inputs for S and R? Yes, here it is 0. So thereby we are getting J as 1. Okay, so J is already 1 and Q bar is 0. Okay, so Q bar is already 0. So thereby we'll get S as 0 over here. We got S as 0 and here Q is 1. Since Q is 1, here we need to have to write it as 1. When both the inputs are 1, here we are getting R as 1. See here, we will get, these are the new inputs now. If we assume Q is equal to 1 and Q bar is equal to 0, we are getting S as 0 and R as 1. So if S is 0 and R is equal to 1, okay. So if S is 0 and R is equal to 1, what is EQ that we are going to get? Q is, it is 0 actually. So according to SR flip-flop, Q is 0. That means what? Initially it was set. So now after the analysis, we got Q as 0. That means flip-flop it is going to the reset state. Right? Initially when we assume Q as 0, we are getting the set state. If Q is 1, we are getting the reset state. So this type of action, it is called as the toggling. That means what? If Q is 0, if we are getting Q is equal to 1, then that is called as toggling. Okay, so now let us see how it is being done. See here, one more very important thing is, for SR flip-flop, when we give both the inputs as 1, 1, we are going to get the invalid state. So that invalid or forbidden state is overcome by this new flip-flop, which is called as JK flip-flop. So JK flip-flop, with the help of these two AND gates, so we are taking the feedback from Q and Q bar. When we pass them through the AND gates, it is going to overcome the forbidden state that is persisting in SR flip-flop, because here we are giving J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1. When both the inputs are 1, 1, it is going to change the state. Okay, so if Q was 1, we are getting Q is equal to 1 after the analysis, which is called as a set state. If initially Q was 1, if we do the analysis, we are going to get Q as 0. That means it is going to the reset state. So this kind of action, it is called as toggling. Okay, now let us move on to see the truth table over here. That same thing is being written over here. This is the fourth case, or it is the SR flip-flop, which is forbidden state, which is overcome using the JK flip-flop. Here J and K both are equal to 1. So we need to have to do the analysis for both the cases. First state, Q is equal to 0. Initial state, it is previous state is Q is equal to 0. As a result of those AND gates, we are getting S as 1 and R as 0. So if S is 1, we are going to get the set state. So initially Q was 0. Now we are getting Q as 1. Okay, so this is called as a set state. So thereby we are writing Qn plus 1, that is the present state is equal to complement of the previous state. That's why we have written it as Qn bar over here, which is 1. So if we assume Q as 1, okay, initially it was Q was 0. Now we are assuming Q as 1 and Q bar as 0. When both the inputs are 1, 1, So now what we get is the reset state. That is, we get S as 0 and R is equal to 1. We are getting reset state. That is, Qn plus 1 is nothing but the present state. So it is equal to the complement of the previous state. So Qn plus 1 is 0. So thereby, if J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1, we say that the output toggles. So this is the logical symbol for JK flip-flop, and here is the truth table. So this truth table, whatever we have discussed now, that same thing is being written in the form of a truth table. So initially J and K 0, 0, we are getting Qn plus 1 as the no change condition. Here what you need to have to see is, this is one row. Okay, so this is the second row, this is the third row, and this is the last row. Qn is the previous state. So with only one bit, we could get two different combinations. So it is 0 or it is 1. All right. So Qn plus 1, this is the no change state that is going to show us. If J is 0 and K is equal to 1, even if the previous state is 1, the present state we are going to get it as 0. So that is being shown as reset state over here. So third one is J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 0. This will drive the flip-flop to the set state. That is, even if the previous state is reset, then also it will drive it to the set state. So thereby here, when J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 0, it is being shown as set state. So when both the inputs are 1, 1, okay. So if both the inputs are 1, 1, if the previous state is 1, it will give the output as set state. If the previous state is 1, then it will give the output as reset state, that is 0. So in the truth table, we are showing that state as toggle, and the present state, whatever we get, it is being written as Qn bar. That means complement of the previous state. Okay, so Qn plus 1 becomes our present state. Okay, so this is called as the present state, and this is called as the complement of the previous state. So it becomes previous state. So Qn represents the previous state. So this becomes the truth table of the JK flip-flop. So with this JK flip-flop, we could see with this waveforms, you could understand it better, the JK flip-flop. Okay, so now let us see how we could understand it better. Okay, so here is the clock signals that are being shown over here. This is the J input and this is the K input. So if at this particular instant of the clock signal, flip-flop outputs are going to change. Okay, so this is called the rising edge, as I have already mentioned. So during this rising edge, it will look at what are the inputs J and K. Here at this particular instant, J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 0. If J is equal to 1, we are going to get the set state. So thereby, for this complete clock signal, our Q output is 1. Okay, because J is 1, we are getting K is Q as 1. So look at the second one. So in the second one, we have J as 0 and K as 1. So if J is 0 and K is equal to 1, the output of the flip-flop is reset. So it is reset means it goes to the 0 state. Here it is being shown the 0 state up to here. And then we need to have to look at the next state. So in this particular clock signal, what are the inputs? Here it is 0 and here it is 1. So since here it is 0 and 1, again it is the reset state. So but now what happens? J and K, they both became 1. So this J and K, when they both became 1, so it is going to toggle. If 0 is present, then it will make it as 1. If 1 is there, it will change it to 0. So this particular case of J and K, which are equal to 1, 1, it will move the flip-flop to the toggle condition, and will not come to know what is the state of the flip-flop, because it is changing very fast, that will not come to know what is the particular output at that particular time. So this condition, it is called as the race around condition. Okay, so because the output is going to change so drastically that we could not come to know whether the output is 0 or it is 1. Okay, but we have moved, remember that we have moved from invalid state to the toggle condition. Okay, so this is what the toggling that is going to happen. So when both the inputs are 1, 1, this toggling will happen. Here in this particular clock signal, we have J as 0 and K as 1. So obviously it is the reset state. So that reset state is being shown over here. So for all the cases here, it is being shown for J and K, different cases. What will be the output of Q, and Q bar will be the complement of Q. Thank you, students.